finish out the game. But I think just figuring out a way to kind of play with the lead a little bit better. We
continue to show up for us, and they make a lot of noise. Like, they're into it. They're not just sitting there. Like, they're invested in this basketball.
The WNBA just dropped a statement that has Caitlin Clark fans fuming. They're talking about unacceptable behavior, but fans are saying the league is the one behaving badly. This whole situation is wild, and it's got everyone talking. You know what's crazier? Fans are actually walking out of games. That's right, they're leaving in droves, and it's not just a few angry people. We're talking about a massive backlash here.
In the second half, we were really good. What they finished with 75 points. We usually win when we hold teams under 84, so really good night for us. All right.
always played the point guard spot, and like I said, I think last time we played, like, I've always been a huge fan of basketball. I've always watched it.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. But here's the thing, this might just be the start of something even bigger. Imagine this, what if all these angry fans decide they've had enough? Could we be looking at a full-on fan exodus from the WNBA? And think about poor Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be the league's new superstar, but now she's caught in the middle of this mess. Is her WNBA career gonna crash and burn before it even takes off? This is insane, and we need to talk about what happens next. While everyone's focused on angry fans, Caitlin Clark just got a wake-up call on the court. Think college basketball was tough.
Like her, I'm just forever thankful that she's been such a legend in our game. But it's super cool. But
I was like, yeah, E-Dub, like, don't mess with me, like. But I don't know. I think like I'm discreetly strong. Like, I'm never.
The WNBA just showed Clark a whole new level of play, and it's got people asking, can she adapt, or is this the beginning of the end for the rookie sensation? Let's talk about Clark's WNBA debut. At first glance, 20 points sounds pretty impressive, right? But here's the kicker. She also racked up 10 turnovers. That's not just bad, it's historically bad. We're talking about the most turnovers ever in a player's first WNBA game. Talk about a record you don't want to break. So what happened? Well, it's like Clark stepped into a whole different world. The WNBA isn't just a step up from college ball, it's a giant leap.
Excited because I feel like there's so many areas for me to continue to get better, and that's exciting as a player. Is just like, you know. Like, I mean, I try to hold my own the best I can, and it's actually funny.
Defenders were all over her, playing a physical game that caught her off guard. It's like she went from being the star of the show to just another player on the court. And it's not just about the defense. Clark was making mistakes we've never seen from her before. Traveling violations, passes going nowhere. It was like watching a completely different player. Her coach, Christy Sides, is trying to take some of the heat off. She's saying the team needs to help Clark adjust. But is that enough? Here's what's really wild. Clark knows she's in for a rough ride.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just a kid that plays basketball and has a lot of fun, and for me,
you know, like I said, hopefully we can bring the playoffs back here and give them a taste of it because they deserve it. It's been since 2016, so.
After the game, she straight up admitted, I didn't have the greatest start, so I think there's just a lot to learn from. There's gonna be good ones. There's gonna be bad ones. That's some serious real talk from a rookie who's used to dominating. But let's not write Clark off just yet. Remember, this is just one game. The thing is, fans are starting to realize that those crazy high-scoring games from college, they might be a thing of the past. The WNBA is a whole different beast, and Clark's learning that the hard way. You know what's really throwing Clark off her game? The physicality. She's not used to getting knocked around like this. In college, she was untouchable. Now, she's getting bumped, pushed, and fouled left and right. And it's messing with her rhythm big time. Clark even said it herself, getting into foul trouble early threw her off her game.
Start on us, and then when we kind of got into a flow and played a little bit more in transition, we were a lot more successful, and obviously Lex was amazing.
I think it's definitely going to help me down the stretch to have that extra little muscle, whether I actually have it or not, we don't.
It's like she couldn't find her groove after that. And that's the real challenge here. Can Clark adjust her play style to fit the WNBA, or is she going to keep struggling? You think Clark's having a tough time on the court? Wait till you hear what's happening off it. It's getting ugly, folks. And we're not talking about missed shots or turnovers. We're talking about threats, accusations, and a whole lot of finger pointing. Here's the shocking truth. Some of Clark's fans have been accused of sending death threats to her rival, Angel Reese. And that's not all. They've even been creating inappropriate AI images of her. That's right, we've gone from trash talk to literal threats. But here's where it gets really wild. Instead of protecting Clark, it seems like the WNBA is punishing her.
Continue to focus on, but more than anything, like, I never want to lose my speed. I like being fast and sprint. But you want to get to the point where you don't have to rely on that too. So I definitely love this type of game. Very high scoring, but our defense.
Enter Renee Montgomery, co-owner of the Atlanta Dream. She's not holding back, calling out Clark's fans for going too far. Montgomery says some fans have crossed the line, comparing their behavior to extreme rival fan antics. But guess what? Clark's supporters aren't having it. They're firing back, asking why they're being singled out when this kind of behavior isn't unique to their fan base. Now, you might be thinking, is this really about the fans? Well, hold on to your jerseys because we're about to expose the real issue. Terrible officiating. Fans are losing their minds over missed calls and poor officiating, especially in games involving Caitlin Clark.
I felt like I played a good game. My shot felt well. I thought we could have moved the ball a little bit better.
I think it probably gives them a little fire. It's like, this is our home crowd. This is our home stadium. Like, you want to defend your home.
One fan didn't mince words, saying officiating in WNBA is terrible. Actually, it sucks. Ouch. But here's the kicker. While the WNBA is busy pointing fingers at fans, they're missing the real problem right under their noses. The league's focus on fan behavior is just a distraction from the real issue. The refs aren't doing their job, and fans are noticing. You want to know how bad it's gotten? Some fans are saying they're done. They're walking away from the WNBA until something changes. Can you believe it? The league's supposed to be riding high with their new superstar.
I'm just sitting there like they're invested in this basketball. It's great for our league. It's great for every team that gets to come and play here.
But instead, they're hemorrhaging viewers. So what's really going on here? Is this the Clark crisis we've been hearing about? Or is it just the straw that broke the camel's back? The WNBA's got a real problem on their hands, and it's not just about one player or one group of fans. It's about the integrity of the game itself. Crisis? What crisis? While the WNBA is spinning its wheels, Caitlin Clark's rewriting the rule book. Everyone thought she'd crumble under pressure, but here's the kicker. She might just walk away with Rookie of the Year, and that's just the beginning of this wild ride. Remember when Diana Taurasi warned Clark about a reality check in the WNBA? Well, the tables have turned. Now fans are calling Clark the reality. That's right, the rookie who was supposed to get schooled is now teaching the vets a thing or two.
Is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. Like, she's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she gets.
But overall, I thought we played well. Our defense could have been a little bit better, especially to start the game, but I'm proud of this group, and I'm really...
Let's talk stats for a second. Clark's not just playing well, she's putting up MVP numbers in her debut season. That's not rookie talk, that's superstar territory. We're seeing averages that have people wondering if she's going to skip the whole adjustment period thing and go straight to dominating. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Clark's turnover rate, it's been high, like really high. But here's the crazy part, it doesn't seem to matter. She's still drawing crowds, still making plays, and still getting people excited about women's basketball in a way we've never seen before. You know what's really wild? The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, are in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Coincidence? I don't think so. Clark's not just playing the game, she's changing it. She's bringing in new fans, new energy, and a whole new level of excitement to the WNBA.
I think just staying confident and staying aggressive, that's what I tell myself, but I thought they played really good defense.
So I think, all of that combined is just learning from game to game, continue to improve. And
now, some people might say it's too soon to talk MVP, but is it? Clark's not just living up to the hype, she's exceeding it. And fans are loving every second of it. They're not just watching games anymore, they're watching history in the making. But here's where it gets really interesting. All this buzz around Clark, it's forcing the WNBA to take a hard look at itself. The league can't ignore the issues anymore. Not when they've got a superstar like Clark bringing in so much attention, they're gonna have to step up their game just like Clark has. So what's next for Clark and the WNBA? It's like a pressure cooker that's about to blow. Fans are mad, refs are under fire, fire, and Clark's caught in the middle. The league's got a real problem on their hands. Here's the thing, Clark could still be Rookie of the Year, but she's got to adapt fast to the WNBA's intense play. It's not just about her though, the whole league's reputation is on the line. The big question is, can the WNBA turn this mess around? They need to fix the officiating, support their players, and win back the fans. If they don't, they might lose Clark and her massive fan base before the season's even over. That would be a disaster. The WNBA's at a crossroads. What they do next could make or break the league's future. No pressure, right?